As dawn broke over Tehran, did a wave of 30 precision bombs turn Khamenei's once impregnable bunker into rubble in a single carefully timed strike? With talk of roughly 900 strikes across Iran in one day, was this the most ambitious joint American-Israeli decapitation operation ever mounted against a modern regime? When satellites, SIGINT, and human sources all converged, did a single intelligence coup finally give US and Israel the clean shot at Khamenei they had never had before? With three top leaders caught in the same secure site, are analysts right to ask whether an inside mole helped guide those bombs straight to the heart of Khamenei's bunker? On February 28, Israeli jets reportedly dropped at least 30 precision bombs on Khamenei's ultra-fortified compound, overwhelming its layers of concrete and steel. US and Israeli officials quickly declared Iran's supreme leader dead, even as Tehran initially held off, trying to verify and manage the shock. By March 1st, Iranian state media conceded that Khamenei had been killed in central Tehran, along with at least 5 senior aides who were with him in the compound. Parallel strikes reportedly hit at least 2 other leadership sites in Tehran, part of a plan one official described as an attempt to cut off the head of the snake. Footage from the capital showed towering plumes of smoke and a cratered ruin where Khamenei's main office complex had once dominated the skyline. Subsequent satellite imagery suggests much of the compound was literally pulverized, with key structures collapsed or burned out. Reports say Trump and Netanyahu were even shown photographic evidence of Khamenei's body, underlining how critical confirmation was in such a high-risk strike. Khamenei had reportedly become more reclusive after a near miss during the June 2025 conflict, spending more time in hardened underground facilities. His main bunker is said to lie so deep beneath Tehran that simply riding the lift down can take more than 5 minutes, feeding his aura of untouchability. According to reporting, US and Israeli planners accelerated a decapitation strike window as soon as intelligence showed multiple top leaders gathering in one secure site. One senior defense official described the hit as a massive, wildly bold daytime attack, launched around 8:10 a.m. local time. The strike fell on a Ramadan Saturday morning that was also Shabbat, a moment many in Tehran and Jerusalem assumed would be relatively quiet. Sources say this timing was deliberate, chosen to accelerate the operation's final green light and catch Iran's leadership at a moment of lowered alert. In US planning cells, the mission ran under the codename Epic Fury, while Israel executed its parallel Roaring Lion strike plan across Iranian airspace. Together they unleashed roughly 900 strikes across Iran, widely described as the largest combined air raid either nation has ever mounted against the Islamic Republic. US forces focused Tomahawk missiles, long-range fires and drones on nuclear infrastructure and key regime figures, aiming to break Tehran's strategic backbone. Israeli jets, meanwhile, hunted Iran's long-range missile depots, launchers and high-ranking IRGC commanders, seen as critical to any retaliation. Reports say about 200 IAF jets flew in Israel's largest-ever sortie, with 30 bombs reportedly allocated to the Khamenei compound alone. Sources told local media that Khamenei met Ali Larijani and Ali Shamkhani in what was thought to be a secure site on the very morning of the hit. A US source said that the meeting time was moved up to the morning at short notice, and that Israeli intelligence caught that subtle schedule shift in time. The New York Times reports that the CIA provided high-fidelity intelligence on Khamenei's location to Israeli counterparts before the strike. Spotting 3 near-simultaneous gatherings of senior figures, US and Israeli planners opted for daylight strikes to hit all of them before they dispersed. The opening wave slammed into Khamenei's secure compound and other leadership nodes across Tehran, aiming to decapitate the regime in a single blow. Trump later boasted on Truth Social that Khamenei could not avoid US intelligence and advanced tracking systems used in partnership with Israel. Analysts believe those tracking tools likely included imaging satellites, SIGINT, communications intercepts and human sources planted near the inner circle. In parallel with missiles, Israeli cyber units reportedly hit Iran's propaganda machine, trying to scramble its narrative just as the bombs fell. Hackers briefly hijacked a popular prayer app, inserting messages urging Iranian soldiers to join liberation forces rather than defend the regime. State news agency IRNA was also hacked to flash headlines about a crippling blow against Iran's rulers, deepening confusion inside the country. Khamenei's final social media post showed the iconic Zulfikar sword and a martyr-style caption, a message many now see as an eerie hint of what was to come. Behind the scenes, another key Arab state quietly backed the idea of a decapitation strike on Khamenei, despite public calls for restraint. The Washington Post reported that Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman privately urged Trump in multiple calls to hit Iran hard and fast. Publicly, MBS spoke the language of diplomacy, but in private he reportedly warned that if the US held back, Iran would only grow stronger and bolder. His brother, Prince Khalid bin Salman, is also reported to have reinforced that message in Washington, pressing US officials not to blink at the last minute. According to the Post, Riyadh feared retaliation on its oil sites but still viewed Tehran as its main regional adversary, making the risk seem worth taking. Initial reports say several members of Khamenei's own family, including a daughter and in-laws, were killed when the compound took direct hits. Semi-official outlets have even mentioned a grandchild among the dead, underlining how personal the strike's impact was on the ruling clan. Israel later released a kill list featuring IRGC Ground Forces Chief Pakpor and Defense Minister Nazarzadeh among its targeted high-value figures. National Security Council boss Ali Shamkhani was also named, underscoring just how wide the decapitation campaign was intended to run. Iran's military leadership now appears torn apart, with many longtime loyalists suddenly gone at once and others scrambling to fill the vacuum. In the aftermath, Tehran has activated Article 111 of its constitution, the emergency clause triggered by the death or removal of the supreme leader. That article creates a three-member leadership council to temporarily wield the powers normally held by a single supreme leader. On March 1st, senior figure Ali Larijani told State TV that a formal transition process will begin later today, signaling a rapid move to restore order. Larijani confirmed that an interim leadership council will be constituted shortly to steer the state while the Assembly of Experts debates a permanent choice. The temporary body will include President Masoud Pezeshkian as one of its three members, giving the elected executive an unusual share of top power. Judiciary Chief Ghulam Hossein Mohseni-e-Jai has also been named to the council, placing the courts at the heart of the interim leadership. Under constitutional rules, the third seat must go to a clerical jurist chosen from Iran's guardian or constitutional oversight bodies. Senior cleric Ayatollah Alireza Arafi has now been chosen as that jurist, where he is tasked with fulfilling the supreme leader's role until the Assembly of Experts elects a new leader. ISNA and other outlets report that Arafi has been formally appointed as the Guardian Council jurist member on the three-man Leadership Council. Under this emergency mechanism, Arafi, Pezeshkian and Mohseni-e-Jai will jointly lead Iran until the Assembly of Experts chooses a single new supreme leader.